Welcome, everyone, to the Apoco-Larry podcast. I'm Steve. He is.
Oh, I forgot who I was.
Who would you like to
Who
be?
who who am I, Steve? Who am I? I am Dr. Lawrence Van Beek.
I'm everywhere, but I'm nowhere.
I am ubiquitous.
Yes, but you're not omnipresent. I have to take that back, sir. You're not omnipresent.
Yeah.
But yes, he is
Are
Dr.
they
Van
not
Beek.
synonyms?
I don't know. Look, I'm a psych major. Like, leave me alone. We only read the summaries. Come on. But tonight, my friend, we're going to talk about 1 Samuel 18.
Yep. The king is doing what kings are allowed to do, and did not allow David to go home. And he likes David, and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're getting prepared, showing God's hand on everything David does, which I would love for everything I do to be successful like that. Dodge a spear here and there, I'm willing.
Yeah, yeah. Have the women come out. Larry has slain his 10,000s.
Yes.
What's that? That's help desk tickets. No. Anyway, okay, folks. Well, for those of you playing the at-home edition, like Larry said, it's chapter 18, and this is the story of Saul and David.
Yeah.
Starting at verse 1. After David had finished talking with Saul, Jonathan became in one spirit with David, and he loved him as himself. From that day, Saul kept David with him and did not let him return home to his family.
See, that's the thing that, remember they said, when you get a king, this type of thing's going to happen.
That's right. Jesse's
Yeah.
like, who's going to look after the sheep? Yeah, it's not my problem, is the answer.
Yeah.
Verse 3. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as himself. Jonathan took off the robe he was wearing and gave it to David, along with his tunic, and even his sword, his bow, and his belt.
Yeah. Feels like you're in Lord of the Rings, doesn't it?
That's right.
Here's my sword and my belt and my bow.
Yeah.
But these two, a great example of what lifelong friendship is.
Yeah.
You know?
And Larry did this for me once by giving me a tennis racket. That's how we did this. So.
That's right. But not my belt.
No. Anyway, I digress. Verse 5. Whatever mission Saul sent him on, David was so successful that Saul gave him a high rank in the army. This pleased all.
So see how Saul's loving David, kind of, right?
Yeah. Like, hey, what a great guy. Yeah. This pleased all the troops and Saul's officers as well. So Saul was smart on the political side of this as well.
For a while, yeah.
Verse 6. When the men were returning home after David had killed the Philistine, that would be Goliath, I assume, yes. The women came out from all the towns of Israel to meet King Saul with singing and dancing, with joyful songs, with timbrels and lyres, and they danced. As they danced, they sang, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands.
Yeah. You can count on the people to mess up your life with a simple song. You know?
Yeah. So this is kind of how it happens for you every day when you enter work, right? As the registrar.
The students all dance and sing.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's an insult, but not an insult, I guess, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they intended the insult that they did. Like they weren't stupid people, so they must have realized what they were doing. Mm-hmm. But this is the beginning of the break. Now David loved Saul his whole life, but Saul was kind of back and forth. And yeah.
Verse 8. Saul was very angry. This refrain displeased him greatly. They have credited David with tens of thousands, he thought, but me only with thousands. What more can he get but the kingdom? And from that time on, Saul kept a close eye on David. Mm-hmm. The next day, an evil spirit from God came forcefully on Saul. He was prophesying in his house while David was playing the lyre, and as he usually did. Saul had a spear in his hand, and he hurled it, saying to himself, I'll pin David to the wall. But David eluded him twice.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough verse because there's a few times when Saul is prophesying. Later on, he's with the prophets and he starts prophesying again. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of an odd thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
but the Spirit of God was on him, and he could do this. And it seems like it was after this prophesying and David was playing that this evil spirit comes on him.
Yeah.
But later on, God has left him. It'll say, but later on he prophesies again. So
Yeah.
it's an odd thing the way that God is dealing with Saul. It's not as clean as you'd like it to be.
Right.
Like you'd like, God's with him, the God Spirit is on him, or God takes his spirit away from him. But there's this mishmash that happens in Saul's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 12. Saul was afraid of David because the Lord was with David, but had departed from Saul. So he sent David away from him and gave him command over 1,000 men. And David led the troops in their campaigns. In everything he did, he had great success because the Lord was with him. When Saul saw how successful he was afraid of him. But all Israel and Judah loved David because he led them in their campaigns. Saul said to David, "Here is my older daughter Merab. I will give her to you in marriage. Only serve me bravely and fight the battles of the Lord." For Saul had said to himself, "I will not raise a hand against him. Let the Philistines do that."
Not bad, eh? So that's a good political move. I'm gonna like David did with Uriah. Remember, I put him in the army and he was killed. I put him in the front lines and he died. And Saul was trying to do the same thing with David, but he was also honoring him in front of the people by offering his oldest daughter.
Right.
Which is kind of neat. But David is completely innocent and clean about this whole thing.
Yeah. Now Saul's daughter Michal, is that how you say it? Or Michael?
Oh, Michael. I always say Michael.
Yeah, okay.
But you missed it. You missed 18.
Oh, did I? I'm so sorry. But David said to Saul, "Who am I, and what is my family, or my clan in Israel, that I should become the king's son-in-law?" So when the time came for Merab, Saul's daughter, to be given to David, she was given in marriage to Adriel, son of Mellah. Now Saul's daughter Michal was in love with David, and when they told Saul about it, he was pleased. "I will give her to him," he thought, "so that she may be a snare to him, and so that the hand of the Philistines may be against him."
Yeah, and I don't know what he knew about Michal, that she was going to be a snare, but she actually does become one.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe he just knew his daughters really well.
Yeah. Here, have this one. Good luck. Yeah.
Have fun storming the castle.
That's right. So Saul said to David, "Now you have a second opportunity to become my son-in-law." Then Saul ordered his attendants, verse 22, "Speak to David privately and say, 'Look, the king likes you, and his attendants all love you. Now become his son-in-law.'" They repeated these words to David, but David said, "Do you think it is a small matter to become the king's son-in-law? I am only a poor man and little known." When Saul's servants told him what David had said, Saul replied, "Say to David, the king wants no other price for a bride than 100 Philistine foreskins to take revenge on his enemies." Saul's plan was to have David fall by the hands of the Philistines.
Yeah. He's become a schemer in his older age.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of an unpleasant, crazy thing to ask.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm assuming you have to kill them first, or not?
Yeah. Not gonna. Oh, boys, I've just got a question for you.
Yeah. Okay, hold him down.
Yeah. No, this will be quick. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Wow.
Yeah, and here's the amazing thing: is the next verse, right?
Yeah. Verse 26. When the attendants told David these things, he was pleased to become the king's son-in-law. So before the allotted time elapsed, David took his men with him and went out and killed 200 Philistines and brought back their foreskins.
Yeah, so he obviously did twice the count that Saul was hoping he'd die trying to get 100, and he comes back with 200.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They counted out the full number to the king so that David might become the king's son-in-law. Then Saul gave him his daughter Michal in marriage.
I'm sorry. It's a little bit of a gross thing that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like counting them out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you always say, right? Because this was a different time. But by our modern standards, it's like, what?
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? But it was what he asked, and it's what David did. Yeah.
Wow. When Saul realized that the Lord was with David and that his daughter Michal loved David, Saul became even more, or still more, afraid of him, and he remained his enemy the rest of his days.
Yeah, and the thing that you want to point out is David was never Saul's enemy.
Right.
In all of the passages, he won't be, but Saul was his. Yeah.
Yeah. Verse 30. The Philistine commanders continued to go out to battle, and as often as they did, David met with more success than the rest of Saul's officers, and his name became well known.
Yeah. And don't forget, he's been anointed as the next king. Like he knows that he's been anointed as the next king, and he never plays to that ever. Like he serves Saul loyally, loves his son, his very very good friend Jonathan, loves their family. Later on, he's going to help out Mephibosheth,
Yep.
and David was just a really good guy in this sense.
Yeah. As honorable as you could possibly be in this.
Yeah, he screws up, and the Bible lists all of his screw ups, his mess ups.
Yeah.
But he's an honorable guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's quite amazing to me the
Yeah.
way, and I mean the political things have to work out before he becomes king. He
Yeah.
can't be king until all the politics work out.
It's kind of interesting that we see with other. I mean, we'll leave it here, folks. But with other um, Bible characters, is that they try to force the hand of God. David never bothers. He never does this. He just lets things play out as, like you said, he knows he's anointed, but he never pushes Saul in any which way. He never does anything that would put it to his advantage. If anything, he defers to him, almost like it's never going to happen for
Yeah, and you feel like if he had his way, Jonathan would have been the next king,
him.
and he would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
All right, folks. Well, hey, that's chapter 18. That is the story of Saul's growing fear of David. So, my friend, thanks for that. That was fantastic. It was short, sweet, and a good lead into the rest of 1 Samuel. Folks, as always, we are so excited to do this for you. We enjoy doing this. We have a good laugh. I hope you didn't mind all the things we interjected in the middle of this. But thank you for listening. We so appreciate it. So until next time, I was Steve, he was Larry, and this was the Apoco-Larry podcast.